Chances are, you've heard some things about us. We're the ones who shoveled iron ore into the blast furnaces and ran our streetlights during the day. We did the unglamorous work that helped build the nation, and we've got the scars to prove it. Sure, we've got a reputation. The way we see it, we've got a reputation to uphold. Yeah, steel will always be a part of our identity, but really, it's innovation that's in our DNA. From steamboats to glass to steel to aluminum, Pittsburgh was always at the forefront of innovation. We created the modern highway system. We powered the first nuclear submarine. When the steel industry famously turned our city into hell with the lid off, we set about to clean up, instituting the first clean air regulations of their kind. We know a thing or two about looking challenges in the eye and seeing opportunities. Hills, rivers, and valleys forced our 55 square miles into an unruly tangle of roads and bridges. Out of that grew 90 distinct neighborhoods. Some have prospered with the city's ups and downs. Others haven't had a seat at the table. In the past, progress for some meant decline for others. As city residents fled to the suburbs, we cut highways through the hearts of vibrant communities, leaving large swaths of our diverse population isolated. Maybe there were times we forgot what we stood for, but we always come back stronger. We're still creating industries, but this time around we're using 21st century technology and engineering to get us there. Universities, nonprofits, and businesses are working together to build robots, cure diseases, and design better products. And we're just getting started. With Smart PGH, we're at the cusp of the next revolution in transportation and information technology that has the potential to have huge impacts on the way we live. We're deploying the most advanced traffic signals in the world to move people, bikes, and vehicles both faster and safer. These signals actually learn, and they're made right here at home. We're rolling out smart streetlights with sensors that communicate with traffic and even monitor air quality. We're building new infrastructure for autonomous and electric vehicles and charging them without fossil fuels. And this time, we're putting people first, training our residents for the jobs of the future, and working on the ground in every neighborhood to make certain these technologies are actually making people's lives better. Smart PGH isn't simply our next project, it's our next chance. A chance to chart a course, to bridge the gaps between ourselves, a chance to be the blueprint for other cities like us. We're thinkers and doers. It's what's allowed us to bounce back, to shake off the rust and keep moving. Our hard-working ethic, our spirit of innovation, those aren't going anywhere. But this time around, we've made the decision, if it's not for all, it's not for us.
Mayor William Peduto.
I'm going to be telling you a little story today. First off, Mr. Secretary, again, thank you. But I'll be the one to say it. I am not envious of your job. And to your team for putting this all together. You raised the bar not only for our cities, but for this country and this world. I got to give a shout out to Team Pittsburgh. Guys, thank you. I know you poured your heart into it, but it's been an honor, and I am so proud of you. I got up this morning and I was thinking about two things, this speech and the Penguins playing for the Stanley Cup. And I started thinking about a statement that Howard Cosell said. Howard Cosell had a statement. It was, when you go against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you go against all of Pittsburgh. And that really is a part of what Pittsburgh's story is. We're a team. I mean, it's almost kind of strange. It's almost like a high school. We all have the same color of our uniforms. We all celebrate sports in a way that's sort of like high school, but we are a team in the city. And that came about really through difficult times. About 70 years ago, we created the first of its kind partnerships between city government and corporate America. And they set out to, as the video showed, clean the air, clean the water, and start to build out this new city. But a lot of their plans were plans that were based upon urban renewal through the wrecking ball. And we went into historic neighborhoods and we knocked them down, and we built roadways through them that separated neighborhoods from prosperity. You know, back then it was an older economy, and trying to be able to be a part of it meant getting product to market. You had to get big steel, whether it was through the roads or the rivers or the rails. Well, today we need to fix that. And 70 years later, we have the opportunity to heal that and reconnect these communities and build out a new model of economics, which is getting people to workplace. We've been working over the past 35 years to dig out of a second problem. You know, it was 1979, to use another sports analogy, that Pittsburgh was the city of champions. The Steelers won the Super Bowl, Pirates won the World Series, and Pittsburgh died. Our city died. We went through economic collapse. In over 35 years, we did what we know how to do. We reinvented ourselves and pulled together as a team to be able to create where we are now. And it's kind of interesting because the mills never left. They just moved up the hills. They're called Carnegie Mellon, the University of Pittsburgh, UPMC, Allegheny West Penn. And they've become the centers of employment. But they've been joined by Microsoft and Intel and Disney and Oculus and Apple and Bosch and Tata and Google and Uber, who have all created their global innovation centers in this new part of Pittsburgh. And we see that growth that's continuing to happen through innovation. And what I can tell you is, for the first time in 40 years, the future is bright for the city of Pittsburgh, except for the 25% of the city that have no connection to it. The 25% that we use this term, the ladders of opportunity, that aren't a part of it and don't have an opportunity to be a part of it. Decisions that were made 70 years ago isolated and disconnected these communities and disconnected the opportunity from people. The economic collapse of 35 years ago basically made the situation even worse. But Pittsburgh is the resilient city. We look at challenges square in the face, and we work together as a team. A new partnership has been born. And this new partnership is built off the principles of what we call P4. People, planet, performance, and place. In the city and the county work together, not against each other. And our partner in the state works with us. Through our county executive, Rich Fitzgerald, and our state governor, Tom Wolf, we've been able to build a great partnership. With our federal representatives, it's one team. And that corporate relationship is still there, and it's built with labor as well. But now the new partnership has our nonprofits, our institutions, and our foundations. The foundations that kept our head above the water during those difficult times, all together to see a new mission. Our message, very simple: if it's not for all, it's not for us. 21st century transportation must be multimodal. We understand that. But it's not about transportation. It's also about social mobility as well. Our plan reconnects the neighborhoods that were cut off. It creates corridors of this opportunity to meet the demands of where our economy is headed. 70 years ago, as I said, it was about getting that big steel to market. But today we have the opportunity to collect these new workplaces and get people to them. The new partnerships add on different layers. Not only these corridors or spines of transportation, part of it, but underneath, energy, and creating direct energy programs that were modeled with the Department of Energy to be the model of direct energy in this country. In other words, affordable housing isn't just about the rent, it's about the utility bills and the transportation bills as well. Our plan rights the wrongs that we made years ago and gives us the opportunity to set up the city that we want to be. Our plan capitalizes on the partnership with Carnegie Mellon, implementing the most advanced traffic systems and traffic signalizations already being utilized in the world, but it enhances upon that as well, where these signals not only will learn how to learn traffic patterns, but will also work with sensor detection in order to make it even more efficient. Our streetlights will not only save energy, but they'll be able to talk to one another while talking to vehicles as well. And it provides opportunities for all. Like we said before, people with needs will be able to safely cross streets, not by going up and trying to find where the button is, but they will know that they are there just by carrying their cell phone and the added time to cross the street. In our homeless community, we'll be given opportunities to connect with public transit for free to be able to get to the needs that they will need and to be able to do so in real time. Our plan builds off our corridors by creating electric avenues. These will pilot autonomous vehicles that will be powered by electricity produced without fossil fuel. What does that mean for a city like Pittsburgh, where the majority of our energy is fossil fuel? We'll be able to create these new district energies to not be able to have to rely upon it. It will also give other cities that are like us, the ones that are learning to crawl, not the ones that are already running, the opportunity to say, hey, if Pittsburgh can do that with electric vehicles, so can we. Most importantly, Smart Pittsburgh creates opportunity for jobs, good jobs, creating, building, and maintaining these new structures through 21st century infrastructure. Beyond CMU and Pitt, we're partnering with Community College of Allegheny County and the Energy Innovation Center to make sure these jobs are in the areas that need it the most. Mr. Secretary, thank you. This is the chance to design, plan, and build the next Pittsburgh. We stand ready to implement this plan. We have proven time and again that we can do anything because we work as a team. And we look forward to standing once again on that world stage when it comes to looking at cities that are leaders of innovation.